This is my interview assignment for Media and Communications class. My interview today, I'm here to interview my brother Brady, and the main topic, the main theme basically of this interview is sports, because at my household is a really big sports fans, and me and my brother are very passionate sports fans, watch sports, played sports when we were little kids. So that's going to be the main focus of this interview. It's basically sports. And to start it off, what sports did you play as a little kid? What are your favorite sports right now? And what sport do you do? Tell them what sport do you do right now?
Well, the sports, I played a lot of sports growing up. I first started with soccer, then I eventually went to wrestling, baseball, and football. So there's all different seasons. I played that. I played basketball for a little bit, but the two main sports that I played were definitely wrestling and football.
What was your favorite part about football when you played as a little kid?
Well, I was the quarterback, so I got to run the offense, and our team was pretty good, so we would make it at least to the semifinals every year.
What are your favorite sports? Watch, play?
My favorite sports to watch is football, basketball, college basketball. I like all sports besides maybe golf and tennis, but football is probably number one.
Yeah. What sport do you play right now?
Well, I dropped all the sports besides wrestling. I'm a full-time wrestler now.
So, get into the wrestling. What's basically the routines of how to be a good wrestler at your high school age?
To be a good high school wrestler, you gotta have a lot of dedication. Determination. You gotta be determined to get to where you want to be, and especially as a little kid, I've been good at practice, work hard, I picked the best training partners, and that has ultimately led to where I am today.
Moving on to a different subject with sports, I have a lot of favorite sports players that I really enjoy watching. Who is your favorite player in all of sports? I think I know this one, but the audience might not know.
My favorite player of all sports is Tom Brady, because I was named after Tom Brady, wore number 12 as a kid at quarterback. So Tom Brady is my favorite player because I'm named after him, and he's the greatest sports player of all time.
What was your favorite Super Bowl to watch that Tom Brady won?
My favorite Super Bowl to watch that Tom Brady won? Probably 51, when they beat the Atlanta Falcons and came back.
They came back 28-3 and won the game. What are some of Brady's quotes, iotas that inspire you to be a better athlete or anything?
Tom Brady's will to win. There's never a time where Tom Brady doesn't have his foot on the gas and he's not focusing on winning and not focusing on any other thing. It's always win, and ultimately it leads to him winning
Championships and winning a Super Bowl.
Games, anything.
What was your reaction in 2020 when Tom Brady left the New England Patriots and went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Bittersweet. I kind of saw it coming, but I was still in shock when it happened. It was a better move for Tom, better wide receivers, better offensive line. They were willing to build around him, and the Patriots weren't. So.
Speaking of coming back, he recently announced his retirement in January, and last Sunday he announced that he's coming back for a 23rd season in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sure you got to be extremely happy over that.
Yeah, because there hasn't been a world where I haven't watched football and Tom Brady hasn't played. So I feel I was in shock when he first retired, because there's been rumors of him retiring for 5 years now, but he's never done it. And when he actually pulled the trigger, I was like, it can't be real, but he's back, so I'll probably win another Super Bowl this year.
Who are all your favorite sports teams? Football, college basketball, baseball, every sport that you like. Who are your favorite teams?
Favorite football team, NFL, is the New England Patriots. College football team, Michigan. Hockey team, the Boston Bruins. Baseball team, the Boston Red Sox. Basketball team, the Los Angeles Clippers. And college basketball, Michigan.
We, as a family, we like to travel, and one of our main goals was to go to all the baseball stadiums and explore the baseball stadiums. I'm not going to give out my favorite. What is your favorite baseball stadium that you've ever been to, and why?
I like the scenery at Camden Yards, the Baltimore Orioles Stadium. It's never too crowded there. Orioles aren't a very good team, so tickets are fairly cheap. But overall, the scenery and how the stadium is built, probably the Camden Yards, Baltimore Orioles.
What's one stadium in all sports that you want to go to that you haven't been to yet, and why?
Well, Gillette Stadium. I've never been to a New England Patriots home game. I've been to Philadelphia Eagles home games, Tampa Bay Buccaneers home games, seen Tom Brady play. I've seen the Patriots on the road twice, but I've never been to Gillette, and I would love to go there.
Last question we have. Like you, as a sports athlete, you played football, you played soccer when you were a little kid, you played baseball for many years, and now you're a wrestler. As you get older and you head into college, what advice do you have for little kids at like 7 years old, like kids who are 7 years old that might be wrestling? What advice do you have for them as they start to become older and grow into middle schoolers and high schoolers?
If you dream big, those dreams have a better possibility to becoming a reality. So if you have your goals high, then you will work hard enough to try and get to those goals. If you set a low expectation, you won't succeed as much. But if you set higher expectations, you'll succeed more.
So, thank you.